Hey, if you have come across the catalog of games available for the Apple Silicon lineup, you might have seen that you can't just play any game. There's just a few ones that are actually updated, you can say it, to this architecture of ARM-based processors. So one of those few games is Terraria, and today I will show you how it runs overall, and how to solve a really common issue, which, as you can see, you can hardly see any item on the inventory. Like, you can't even distinguish it just by clicking and knowing what happens after you do. And so son, you have to go with ask, you go to a full inventory, and the settings is down below on the bottom right of the screen. Yeah, you will see some general and some video interface. You might think that by changing the resolution it will fix this issue, but no, it doesn't at all. It even makes it worse. So you just have to go to the general page, and in here below zoom, you might get to see the UI interface, UI scale. Now I can clearly see it, and adjust it at maybe 120, 130%, and now it is done. And as you can see, 1920, or at the maximum resolution which my Mac supports. It is difficult to play on trackpad, so I would highly recommend you to get a mouse in order to play this if you don't want to suffer for a long time. Another thing to take into account is that you will have to press the trackpad, because if you just tap it, it won't work at all. So it's just something to keep in mind. So in the upper right corner, you can see how well they're running. It is not going quite as good as you might expect. This being natively running, so you might want to lower up the resolution a bit. And now, settings video, I would recommend something not that extreme. And there is an issue too, where your cursor on the game is different than what you're actually doing with your actual cursor because of resolution issues. So you might not be able to reach the resolution again. So it is quite a pain in the ass, but you have to restart it over. Another thing, now that I have restarted the game, is that you cannot change this UI scale setting on the main menu, because you just won't have the options for it. I don't know if it's something outside of my knowledge, but as long as I know, it is not possible to change those in the main menu. So you will have to create a world and just insert in here, push ask, and in here go to the resolution. I will recommend something like 1680 by 1050. It is clearly sharp. You won't have any issue by looking at the icons or anything. You can see the text very clearly, and the FPS are pretty stable, always around 60 FPS, as low as maybe 50, 55, but it will be just in rare cases. So the performance will be very similar to a MacBook Air, with just the normal M1, and the one extra GPU core won't really make a difference. But if you have an M2 or higher, it will actually run better. So that will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. and let me know if you want to check out some other game on the Apple lineup.